Hello Fashion Wonder! In this zero waste upcycle tutorial, we're going to refashion 5 skirts into a sleeveless top, halter neck top, short sleeve shirt, off-the-shoulder blouse, and a COWLNECK camisole top. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below and I'll be sure to respond. For this skirt refashion, I used a 3-tiered linen skirt. I thought it would make a great summer top. Remove the drawstring from the waistband. The soft grosgrain tape will be used to finish the neckline and armhole. Open up the side seam of the tiered skirt. Now you have the front and back piece for the top. To make the front piece of the top, fold the front piece in half with the right side facing each other. I pin along the folded seam to make it easier to trace and cut. Pick your favorite crew neck or regular t-shirt to copy. Fold the t-shirt in half and pin along the shoulder seam, center front, and also the side seam. Lay the top along the pinned center front. Trace the neckline, shoulder seam, and armhole. I used a ruler to make the side seam straight to the hemline. The neck drop was a little bit low for me, so I ended up raising 1.5 inch up. Add 1/4 inch side seam allowance all around the neckline, armhole, and side seam. Pin along the new chalk mark to secure, and then cut. To make the back piece of the top, fold the back skirt piece in half with the right sides facing each other. Then, pin along the center back. Lay the cut front piece on top and the skirt. Mark the back neckline about 1 inch down from the skirt waistline. Draw a smooth curved line to the shoulder seam and then trace the shoulder seam, armhole, and side seam. Pin along the chalk mark to secure and cut. To sew the sleeveless top, lay the right side of the front and back piece together. Then, sew the shoulder seams and side seams. To finish the neckline, flip the top inside out. Start from one shoulder seam and place the drawstring around the neckline. Begin in the middle and sew top stitch all around. Then, fold the drawstring over the seam and edge top stitch on the wrong side of the top. Be careful not to stretch the drawstring while sewing. To finish the armhole, use the remaining drawstring, cut the tape in half, and use top stitch. Start at the under armhole seam on the right side of the fabric, then fold the tape over and edge top stitch on the wrong side of the armhole. Repeat this step on the other armhole. I used a pretty floral burnout pattern skirt. I wanted to lighten up the skirt and turn it into a date night top. Fold the skirt in half and measure 21 inches up from the hemline. Mark with chalk. Use the ruler to draw a straight line across to the side seams. To make the keyhole neckline, measure 1 inch away from the folded seam and mark with chalk. Then, measure 5 inch down from the chalk line and mark. Draw a straight line to create a triangle shape and cut to make the keyhole. To make the armhole, measure 7 inches away from the folded seam and mark with chalk. Measure 8.5 inch along the side seam and mark. Use the ruler to draw a straight line. Then, pin along the chalk mark to secure the inner lining and cut the folded triangle shape. To make the halter neckband, use the discarded waistband piece. Measure 3.25 inch, mark with chalk, and cut along the chalk mark. To sew the halter neck top, flip the front layer and back layer inside out. Match the right sides facing each other. Pin to secure the lining and then sew 1/4 inch top stitch along the neckline and armhole. To make pleated shoulder straps, fold inwards about ½ inch towards the center front and pin. Do the same on the other side, and then sew to secure the first pleat. Next, add a second pleat by folding ½ inch towards the center front and pin. Do the same on the other side. Verify that both sides are the same width and then adjust if necessary. Sew both sides to secure the second set of pleats. To attach the halter neckband, mark the center of the neckband and lay it flat around the neckline. Pin to secure both pieces together and top stitch. Next, wrap the neckband around, pin to the back piece and then sew to secure. Fold ½ inch and then fold in half again to meet the neckline. Simply pin along or use an iron press to help sew easily. Top stitch to close all the way around the neckband. To make a closure for the halter neck, locate the center, leave about ½ inch overlap, and then cut off any extra fabric. Use the original button from the skirt as the new halter top closure. I added a piece of black elastic to make a small loop for the button closure. Fold the elastic in half and insert the loop in between the neckband, top stitch to secure. Finally, hand sew the button on the other side and you're set to go. I took the slit opening of the skirt and transformed it into a crop top with a V-neck line. For the front piece of the short sleeve shirt, use your favorite V-neck shirt to copy. Measure about 8 inches up from the slit and mark with chalk. To make a crop top length top, measure 17 inches down. To adjust the bust measurement, measure 8 inches away from the V-neck. The shoulder seam is about 3 inches long, so I drew a smooth curved line to create an armhole. If you're not comfortable, use a V-neck t-shirt to trace these lines. Use a ruler to draw a straight line along the hem and side seam. Add ½ inch seam allowance and then cut. For the back piece of the short sleeve shirt, use the folded front piece to copy. Measure about 3 inches away from the neckline from center back. Move the front shoulder piece to that point and mark. Copy the armhole, hemline, and side seam, and then cut along the chalk line. To sew the top, lay the right side of front piece and right side of the back piece facing each other. ½ inch top stitch along both shoulder seams and side seams. For the short sleeves, use the waistband as part of the sleeve opening. Cut the sides to have 2 pieces for the sleeves. Fold the sleeve piece right side facing each other. Flip the top inside out and lay the sleeve piece on top to trace the armhole. Adjust the sleeve opening while drawing the armhole, add ½ inch seam allowance and cut. Fold the other piece and trace the exact sleeve pattern. Then sew the underarm seams. To attach the sleeves to the top bodice, start sewing ½ inch top stitch underneath the sleeve opening. I used a pleated midi skirt with ditzy floral print. Pleated detail turned into a pretty feminine top. Flip the skirt inside out and flatten the hemline. Measure from one side seam to the other. Mine was 38 inches across. Next, pin along the hemline to secure the front and back piece together. For the top length, measure 21 inches down from the waistband and mark with chalk. Draw a dotted line across the skirt and cut. For the armhole opening, measure 8 inches from each side seam and mark with chalk. For the body opening, measure 22 inches. For the sleeve length, measure 5 inches down from the waistband and mark with chalk. Then, draw a straight line with a ruler. Do the same on the other side. Pin along both sides of the straight line to secure the front and back piece for cutting. It's slightly challenging because it has pleating, but try to flatten as you pin the pieces together. Cut along the straight chalk mark until the 5 inches point. To sew the sleeves and side seam, 1/4 inch top stitch under the armhole and along the sides. To sew the hemline, double fold 1/4 inch and edge top stitch. For the sleeve opening, use a 6.5 inch long piece elastic band and then double top stitch to make a circle. Slide the elastic ring over the right side of the sleeve opening and then top stitch the middle of the band. Double fold to cover the elastic band and edge top stitch to secure. I used the satin midi skirt. The fabric drape and shine looks nice on the body and is a perfect top to wear for going out. Flip the skirt inside out, measure 16 inches up from the hemline, and then mark with chalk. Draw a line across and cut. To make the bow tie shoulder straps, use the remaining skirt piece. Cut open the side seams and measure 1 inch from the cut line. Draw a line across and then cut along the chalk mark. Cut 4 pieces that are 20.5 inch long by 1 inch wide in order to tie a cute bow with the shoulder straps. Fold each strap with the right side facing together and 1/4 inch top stitch. Then, use a loop turner to flip each strap inside out. To hem the camisole top, double fold the cut edge 1/4 inch and then edge top stitch. Don't overstretch the hem because the skirt was already cut on a bias and it tends to stretch very easily. To create a snug fit, use the elastic waistband from the skirt. Cut a 1/4 inch wide strip of elastic to attach on the back of the camisole. Next, snip open the hemming along both side seams. Insert the elastic through the tunnel to meet on the other side. Edge top stitch to secure the elastic on both sides. To attach the front spaghetti straps, measure 3 inches away from the side seam and mark with chalk. Do the same on the other side. Add spaghetti straps inside the chalk mark, pin to secure, and sew across each strap a couple of times. To attach the back spaghetti straps, measure across the back piece and space the straps 6 inches or 7 inches apart. Attach the straps on both sides, pin to secure, and sew across each strap a couple of times. Tie a bow with the straps and enjoy your brand new cowl neck camisole top. If you love my upcycle tutorial and want to see more DIY fashion, please subscribe for more videos. What's your favorite refashion skirt to top? Share with me in the comment below, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye!